Streaming cyberspace into your place from Hickory Motor Speedway, it's the Virtual Grip Network's second round coverage of the Bootleg Racing League's Outlaw SK Modified Invitational Series, Season 33. The phrase is wire to wire, and that's exactly what James Crocodile Tiernan did in picking up the first win of the season. But be it wire to wire or a final lap pass for the lead out of turn 4, the points awarded for a win are the same. Tiernan enters tonight with only a one-marker advantage in the championship's point race over opening round runner-up Aiden Young Gun Young, with Donnie Moore, Jeffrey Harden, and Todd Liston all within a handful of points. And Tiernan won't have the advantage of starting up front tonight because from here on out, grids for each race will invert the top 15 finishers from the previous race. Now, Papa John Hines' 15th place New Smyrna result has him scheduled to start on the pole, but as John will be joining me in the booth, that honor falls on Bobby Hayes, who will want to try and repeat Tiernan's wire-to-wire performance of the previous round. So pull the lever on the lazy boy and settle in, if you can, for some simulated short-track racing action that's about to stream your way. Beneath the weight of a Carolina blue sky, a warm Tar Heel State hello and welcome on this Friday night, October 6th, 2023. Papa John Hines joins yours truly, Bill's Coops on high up in the BGN broadcast booth. We go word by view. Replay Ryan Seneker turning the knobs and pushing the sliders. All right, Papa, the fast guys won't be starting up front tonight. How easy or hard is Hickory going to make their climb to the top?
Oh, it's going to be really hard. This is predominantly a one-lane track, so you might see that chrome horn have to be used for some of those guys to get their way up through the field. But we're on a bull ring. This third of a mile here is going to produce a lot of excitement here tonight for us, Soup.
As practice is going on, let's take a quick look at the points. And tonight's look at the points is courtesy of all those who contributed towards making this broadcast reality. 21 drivers took the grid in the season opener. Since the BRL does not award any bonus points, these points accurately reflect the results of that race. Coming off a championship in this time slot last season behind the wheel of a super late model, James Crocodile Tiernan has a jump on his first ever SK Modified crown. But Aiden Young Gun Young has the chops to prevent that. Attendance is going to be his Achilles heel. He is here again tonight for his second consecutive race. Five-time champ Donnie Moore is next. Brandy's husband, Jeffrey Harden, follows. Todd Liston continues to up his game. Now, Bruce Pearson is the only driver other than Tiernan to go incident-free in the opener. In contrast, Steven Spies, who is not here tonight, led all drivers in collecting a whopping 20 of those bad boys. Brian Dean is coming off an impressive late model broadcast win just 6 nights ago. Having to start 20th, John Wilson earned himself a 9th at New Smyrna. And just sneaking onto the top 10 graphic is broadcast newcomer Brendan Myers. Practice going on right now. We're glad that all of you are here with us for round number 2. John, let's take a quick look at practice times, and we can see sitting at the top, no surprise, it's James Tiernan. Michael Goodman is here today, and he certainly has the chops to give Tiernan a run for his money.
Yeah, and the thing that's got me most excited about the times is if you look at them, Soup, not a whole lot of daylight between anybody. What is that, top 6, top 7? You can't even blink your eyes that fast. So I'll tell you, passing one lane and everybody that close on times, oh boy, this is going to be exciting.
After a large 21-car field to open the season, we have a little small field here in comparison to what we usually see on a BRL event. Well, only 16 drivers here. Couple things to note. As Steven Spies is not here tonight, and as John Hine had to join me in the booth, they were scheduled to start on the inside row. So they'll be pulled up, which means that inside column will all slot up 2 spots. That's good news for Tiernan, who is scheduled to start in 15th. I would think he'll start somewhere around 11th now. We'll have to see how that compares to his biggest rivals, which would be Goodman, who will start well in back because he wasn't here for the opener, and Tiernan and Aiden Young Gun Young. Let's go ahead and give you the starting lineup right now. As we mentioned in the beginning, since Papa John is with me, He finished 13th in the opener. Bobby Hayes will slot up onto the pole position. And John, he's going to be inside of season 23 champion Joe Segala.
That next row is going to look like this. It's going to have John Wilson in the 75, and to his outside, starting fourth, will be Bruce Pearson.
And then after that, you're going to have Todd Liston, and then the familiar number 36 of James Harden starting in sixth.
Longtime BRL racer. All our fans out there should know this name. It's number 26. That's Donnie Moore, and to his outside, the young gun. That's Aiden Young.
Okay, he was scheduled to start at 15th. Because of no shows, he'll slot up into 9th. That is James Tiernan. He's going to be inside of Jeff Sharp.
And the 11th position, it's going to be Kurt Smith. His outside, Matt Hoos.
Lowell Jewell in the Baker Senza spot with Steve Hilbert outside of him.
Rounding out your field, it's going to be Michael Goodman and Chris Davis.
All the business is done. The pace car pulls in. Now we can put our attention on the number 13 of Bobby Hayes. It's round number 2 here at Hickory. Chug-a-lug, makes you want to holler, hi-ho! A nice jump from Hayes out in front. He's going to get that first spot easily. The 81 of Segala trying to tuck down in there. The battle is for third behind them. On the inside is Wilson. Stuck on the top side in the double duck is Bruce Pearson. Pearson with the advantage out of 4. He's going to get credit with leading at the line, but I don't know if he's going to finish it, John. Let's see how it works. Inside versus outside line.
Boy, I tell you, last week I thought everything happened fast there at New Smyrna, but man, these guys are getting it here early.
And Hayes got loose, which meant the top side got to roll. Joe Segala gets credited with leading lap number 2, working lap number 3 now, a new leader. Oh, Hayes is stuck in the middle. Getting to the top side is Jeffrey Harden. He secures third position. Now the question is John Wilson back there trying to find a way around Hayes. James Tiernan rolling the top side is up from 9th position all the way up into 5th.
Yeah, that outside had a lot of help there with Bobby Hayes, and Bobby's got it calmed down a little bit. But I'll tell you, in the pits already is that 26 of Donnie Moore. I don't know if something happened to him opening lap, but he's already made his way pit side.
5-time SK Modified champion Donnie Moore having early trouble. Meanwhile, the 3 of Tiernan has already worked his way up to 4th position, and we got a pass for the lead up in front. Let's move Bruce Pearson up as he gets to the inside of Segala, and that's going to come along. Here comes Jeffrey Harden looking for second.
Man, I tell you, I said, hey, it'd be hard to pass, but Soup, these boys are making me a liar. They are just taking any lane and all kinds of positions being swapped around here early.
That car coming out of pit lane, that is Donnie Moore. He negotiates that safely. Rolling around the top side is Tiernan. Tiernan has already made it up to 3rd, leaving his biggest competition. Aiden Young back in 8th position, and Goodman struggling as I can't even find Goodman on the chart anywhere. Where are you? Goodman is way down in 15th. Oh, Michael, hard times for the 28.
Yeah, another driver I think a bit on the move is Matt Hoos. He's kind of worked his way up. He's behind Aiden Young here, but now it looks like guys have gathered their wits about him because they've kind of single-filed out now here, Soup.
Pearson has really been upping his game. Both Pearson and Liston have been faster than what I have seen. I've been covering them for a long time, and they are really competitive now. We got the 22 out in front. Now here's a guy who knows how to race, Jeffrey Harden, sitting in 3rd position. He's got Tiernan behind him. Tiernan did quick work, a guy named like Segala, Wilson, Liston, Smith, Young, but now maybe have his work cut out for him is behind these 2 guys. May give Aiden Young a chance to get up here. That being said, here comes the 03. The Crocodile's going to take a bite out of Harden, move him up to 2nd. He has wasted no time.
No, he really hasn't. And like I said, a lot of movement early on here, but they've got a little bit settled down here. But now guys are going to have to work on each other and actually set passes up, work guys over. Now here comes where racecraft is going to become paramount to try to get yourself up the list here.
Going to take you back to Kurt Smith, who was just involved in an incident with Aiden Young. Thankfully, they keep it going straight now. Smith is loose. He is up 4 positions. Boy, he is struggling, and he tags the 21 of Matt Hoos. Hoos gets around. Also picking up a spot is Mr. Aggressive Chris Davis. Oh, my goodness. Talk about the commentator's curse. Kurt Smith was having a great run. He was up 4 positions, and things went south in a hurry.
Yeah, they sure did.
Let's go up. I thought it was a pass for the lead, but it's not. John Wilson working on the inside of Todd Liston. I hate to jump you around so much, viewers, but there's action everywhere. Let's go ahead and give Wilson that position. Oh, a little bit of a hokey doke, a little bit of a hucklebuck from the 87, trying to do the up and under. That didn't work. Watching the whole thing in the popcorn position. It's the 69 of Aiden Young. Young now gets to the inside of the 87. Liston trying to make that top side work. Let's see what Young can do. Meanwhile, we got to go up front because they're side by side for the lead. That is Tiernan on the inside of Pearson. Pearson gets the car a little bit squiggly. He keeps it going straight, but he loses momentum. That's going to allow Harden now to get underneath. Harden does not want to lose touch with the Crocodile. Don't let that guy swim away. Harden now underneath the 22, and he moves up into second position. Can he keep pace with the 3?
Well, that really didn't take Tiernan long. I really thought that'd take him a little bit longer. And the thing is here, I don't think he had to use up a whole lot of car to get up there either. So he's got clear sailing for a while. But if we stay green, I'll tell you, lap traffic might come into play here and close this thing back up.
We have been green for 21 laps. We're going to drop you back to the 69. This is maybe Tiernan's biggest competition, but he's got some guys to go around before he gets there. Names like Wilson, Segala, Pearson, and Harden, all separating Aiden Young Gun Young between his biggest rival, James Crocodile Tiernan. Young started at 8th position, has only been able to pick up 2 spots so far. He's just in front of Todd Liston right now and Matt Hoos. Hoos, multi-time champion in the 21. Looking to see what he can do on Liston right now. Who says, if I can pick up a few more spots, if I get a timely yellow, I can get up there and race. Boy, look at who's really trying to get the car low. The 87 squeezed him down. Good job from the 21. The Hoosinators are cheering now, side by side out of 4. Matt still side by side, watching on in the popcorn position. That is Chris Davis. They call him Mr. Aggressive, but really he has toned down his game considerably. And now he's also going to get the pass made as the 87 begins to fall. Liston going to drop all the way back now into 9th position. The 7 picks up that spot. That means he is going to have moved up already 8 positions so far for Chris Davis, having a nice charge through the field.
Yeah, the early chaos really opened the door for some guys, and they took advantage of it. And the biggest one that took the advantage, I think, is James Tiernan. Man, he got up there really, really fast.
All right, I think the action is going to be right now with Joe Segala. Let's look at Segala. He's coming up on the back of Donnie Moore. Moore had trouble early. He is 3 laps down. He pulls it out of the way. Segala rolls the top side. Now chasing Segala is John Wilson. Wilson started in 3rd position. He's lost a few, racing in 5th right now. And here comes the man on the hunt. Let's see what Aiden Young does. He knows he's usually patient, John, but he's got to feel he can't wait too long as Tiernan's beginning to run away with this thing.
No, he really can't. You're 100% right here, and he's gonna have to figure out a way around. And for right now, man, I tell you, being right hooked on that bottom, right along that yellow line, is the place to be. That outside line, I haven't seen anybody up there trying that anywhere in the field.
We're looking at the side-by-side battle. That is Liston now in control of the inside. Mr. Aggressive, Chris Davis, had trouble getting underneath him, so he thought he would see what the top side would like. That didn't work for him so much. Watching on is another former SK Modified champion, Lowell Jewell, back there in 20th, and Kurt Smith, who had that little bit of squiggle and fell all those positions and now got his momentum going on. He watches as well. Jeff Sharp and Michael Goodman. Oh, Michael Goodman, we thought he'd be a contender. He started in 15th. He's only been able to pick up 2 positions. Maybe we overestimated his ability, his speed in this new open-wheeled SK Modified.
Yeah, I don't recall seeing Goodman run too many of these. So yeah, it takes a few races maybe to get your feet under you. But I would expect. Oh, and there's Segala.
Got a spinner. Joe Segala was leading that pack. I knew there was trouble. Did he have to get a little bit of help? Maybe John Wilson might have helped him go around. Was he going around before Wilson got there is the question. I think he was.
Yeah, he was. He got both tires below that yellow line, got that car loose, and Wilson just kind of tapped him and finished him off. No fault of Wilson's there. You know, when a guy gets sideways in front of you there, that's really tough to avoid.
And that does bring out the yellow flag. Even though he spun off the racetrack down to the inside, I thought we might be able to get away with this one. Well, if you were looking for a yellow flag, that's the one that those drivers who were hoping to get up there and race with Tiernan needed. You know, I want to take a quick moment. If you're new to the series, I want to tell you what we're actually doing here. We're going 100 laps. There are no fast repairs. You have to finish on the same tires that you started with, so you have to save your stuff. But that being said, this is our first yellow flag here on lap 36. Okay, we're working lap number 37 right now. They do have the lucky dog. Really not an incident. Not really important. I believe it's probably going to go to Donnie Moore. He was 3 laps down. Well, now he'll be 2 laps down. Let's go ahead and dial up Michael Goodman real quick. We're going to do our alternating questions now, John. So we'll call up Goodman. He's back in 12th position. Michael Goodman at Soup here. We expected you to be competitive, but man, you've had a hard time getting up there. Is the SK Modified not to your liking?
Yeah, a little bit, but no, I'm just chilling, I'm just relaxing back here, and haven't had much luck lately, so I figure I'd just stay back here and, just enjoy myself a little bit. But nah, I am struggling to answer your question directly.
Hey, Michael, this is John. I tell you, you're out here getting laps in the car. I don't think you got a whole lot of laps in, but let me ask you this just real quick before you go back ring. Are you racing tomorrow?
No.
I was going to ask you if you were going to learn anything for tomorrow, but I'll tell you what, buckle up here and continue to learn. I bet you get quicker as this race goes on.
I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
All right, John Hine talking to Michael Goodman. Man who will be racing tomorrow is indeed John Hine, looking for some insight. We go green, working lap number 40. Tiernan out of front. He gets a good jump. Look what's happening now. Pearson wants that spot back. He's got the preferred position on Harden. Harden with the momentum on the top side. Let's see how second place rolls out. This is good news for Tiernan as they battle for second. He begins to roll away. You want to look, where is the 69? Young Gun Young, the man we've been talking about. Well, right now he's in the popcorn position, waiting for these two guys to figure it out. Young's got to be saying, John, come on, get this sorted out. We're losing the man we're racing.
Oh, yeah, and you can already see Aiden looking. Oh, we got another caution.
This one involves the 73 of Jeff Sharp. He was on the inside of Mr. Aggressive. He drifts up. They kind of make contact. Then poor Kurt Smith got on the binders. He rolled up, thought he was going to be safe, but then we just talked to Michael Goodman, and Goodman couldn't get off of him. I think Goodman clipped him a little bit as he went by, had Smith go around.
Yeah, restarts, trouble happens, and everybody's that close to each other. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of not a lot of room to avoid.
Let's see if we can dial up the number 6, Kurt Smith. He was involved in this one. See if he's going to keep the car out. Looks like the car's healthy. He does not need to bring it down into pit lane. There's Kurt. We'll talk to him right now. Kurt and Soup, you were making a great run early. Then the car got loose. You lost a ton of positions, and then that happened to you.
Yeah, it hasn't been too good out here for me tonight.
Hey, Kurt, this is John. What are you finding challenging right now about this track and the car? What kind of curveballs is it throwing you?
Well, it seems like if you just catch the apron just a little bit wrong coming off the corner, the thing will just snap loose and then you can't really catch it.
All right, Kurt, go get him. You see if you can make up some of the positions you lost. You're doing great.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, John. Pull back the curtain here on VGN. I almost forgot the alternating question concept in there again. Thanks for holding to your guns there, John, and making me mute the microphone there a little bit. All right, so let's look up front. It's Tiernan with Pearson. Tip of the hat to Bruce Pearson for what he's been able to do. My experience, he's a mid-packer at best. My goodness, he is 46 laps in. He started in 4th position. He's been racing up front the whole time, making these guys earn every spot. Now, Young is going to be on the outside of row 2 this time. He's going to hope that Harden and Pearson can settle their differences quickly so he can get up to race Tiernan right now. We're going to go around one more time. Give us a chance to look at some of our big movers. Young is up 5 spots. How about a little tip of the hat to Matt Hoos? He's up 5 as well as Lowell Jewell. They'll be starting next to each other in 7th and 8th position back there in what would be row 4 if I do the math right. I can divide by 2. All right, pace car is in. We're going to be going green, lap number 48. As expected, Tiernan gets a good jump. Look at the jump from the inside. Harden now easily going to be able to do that. Pearson's going to have nothing for him. But since Pearson's was on the outside, that slowed down Young. Young had nowhere to go, which means now he's in jeopardy of losing the spot to John Wilson. Young does not want to lose that spot. He's going to have to make this top side work. He does not want to have to fight any more positions than he has already.
It looks like Aiden's been able to get himself back down now here in line. He's going to fight really hard for that third position because another caution comes out. That's going to put him right on Tiernan's bumper on the next restart.
Indeed, he would like to. Right now he sits in an even number. We talk about the odd and even fairies. Well, you want to try to be in an odd number, and the man who's preventing him from being an odd number is the man in the number 2 machine, the double 2 machine. That is Bruce Pearson. So he's trying to find a way around. They are single file most of the way through. Things begin to settle down right now.
Yeah, about halfway through this too. The cars are starting to change their handling. You know, some of this tire wear is starting to probably kick in here a little bit. So guys are going to have to learn how to, you know, where are the other guys lifting, where they can get back in the throttle, how far they can get back on the throttle. The drivers right now are downloading a lot of information, trying to adjust to get themselves to the end of this race.
We ride on board with Aiden Young right now. He sits in 4th position, looking at the 3 cars ahead of him, which would be Pearson, Harden, and Tiernan in that order from Young's perspective. Let's go off board. I want to take it because my spidey senses are tingling with the 21 of Matt Hoos. The Hoosinators are cheering here. I think Hoos might be the fastest of the guys in this train right now. He would like to see what he can do on John Wilson. Wilson is down 2 spots from where he started. Hoos, on the other hand, is up 6. He'd like to get that 21, and as I say that, Wilson puts the car in the wall. Hoos takes the car down to the yellow line. He gets those left sides on the yellow line jump, but the car does not go around on him.
No, it didn't, and he's going to have a good run coming out of 4 here, and I think he's going to have the spot, and I think he's going to bring Todd Liston and Chris Davis with him.
Yeah, Wilson was doing his best to hold on out there. Davis also sneaky fast. If he can get up there and we get a yellow, gets in the position to race. Hoos, multi-time champion. He knows how to get this SK modified around. So he moves up now into 5th position. Let's move up 1 spot and look at the battle for 3rd. This is ever so important because if that yellow flag comes, Young would really like to start, as John said earlier, on the tail of the crocodile. But to do that, he's got to get around the 22. Pearson is just outstanding in his ability to be competitive right now, as he is. Let's see how he does, how his practice time was. Pearson, as far as practice times goes, was well down the order, like 8th or 9th right now. But boy, he is competitive up front and making Young work for everything. Young gets into him a little bit. Look at him get off of it though.
Wow, that was close, Soup.
Was indeed, and looking on from, we like to call it the popcorn position, it's kind of the vulture position right now, is Matt Hoos. Who's also with the speed, the experience, and the reputation to be a competitor, maybe to win this thing. The battle is for 3rd position right now, and Young is really wrestling the car. There you see him go by right now. It's the yellow and red machine of Pearson, followed by, I'm going to take the chest on these colors, it looks like the silver and black with some yellow trim of Aiden Young in the 69. Boy, you can physically see Young's car get loose.
Yeah, and Soup, I'm going to tell you something. James Harden is knocking the bumper off of Tiernan. He is right there. I haven't made contact, but man, is he in Tiernan's back pocket.
He is indeed. We see it on the screen right now. Now remember, Harden started in 6th position. Guys got out of the way for him. He got to the front relatively easy. Tiernan made quick work of it, but we don't know how much he used up. Tiernan is so sneaky, though. It's hard to say how much he's using up right now. Here we go.
Aiden cannot get that run off the corner. If he can get that run off the corner, like right here, let's see.
He gets down there. Now, can he make it stick? He's been working so hard. He does make it stick. Now, look how far that Hoos has picked up on these 2 guys. He's coming. Hoos sees the opportunity. Now Pearson is stuck on the top side. The 21 is going to get it underneath the 22. Let's see if he can follow the 69 through. Look at how tight Pearson keeps it down there. Just enough room to stay off it. Now they touch. Pearson saves it. Nice catch from the 22.
That's when you close your door and somebody's got their foot in it.
And then
contact.
Pearson getting no love as Liston gets into him. Oh my. Pearson now gets into Hoos. He's had enough of it. Hoos spins up in front. He clears the field. Everybody goes round. You can hear the Hoosinators moaning from across the country. Oh.
And Aiden Young is probably doing backflips right now. Wow.
We're going to see if we can dial up Bruce Pearson and talk to him on that. When he was getting banged from all positions, I think finally he said, I'm going to give some back. Let's go ahead and see if we can talk to the 22. Sometimes his mic doesn't work, but we'll see what he has to say for us right now. Bruce, it's soup. My goodness, you're having a great race, but you were getting banged around there at the end from all sides, and then finally you got into Hoos a little bit.
Yeah, Soup, I feel horrible about that. Doggone it. I'm trying to race these guys so clean and get up there and see what I can do with them, and just gotten in a little hot.
I know you do, but to be honest with you made a couple saves. It wasn't, you getting in the Hoos wasn't the first contact you had. Nice save when Young got into your left rear. I thought you were going in the wall, but you got it.
Yeah, I'm trying my best, make this modified wide, and he got me, but we'll see how it goes out. I just feel bad about Matt.
I know you. Impressive run. John, you got a question?
Yeah, Bruce, we got about just under 30 laps here. What are you going to pull out of your sleeve here to keep her up front here for these last 30?
Well, I'm on the outside, so that's going to make it tough, but if I can get down as quickly as possible, that should be okay.
How much do you have left in those right side tires?
Maybe more than what I would think, because I was getting in the groove that the first part of the race behind those the top two, so I'm trying to save them. We'll see what I got.
Well, I wish you the best of luck, and keep her up front there, man.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it, John.
That's Bruce Pearson, that number 22, and yeah, he hit the nail on the head. He's already thinking about it, Soup. He knows he's on that outside, and he's going to have his work cut out for him.
And we talked about it a lot, just to drill down. We try to give you the insides of racing here if you're new to short track racing. The 69, the biggest move he could do was to get around the 22. So that's not only a spot for third, but John, if he plays his card right, when this all settles down, we start to race here, they start to single file, look for the 69 to maybe be in second. Sure enough, he's on the inside of Harden right now. Harden's got to be sad that it was a little different when he had Pearson behind him. Now that he has Young, and Young makes quick work of Harden.
We got a wreck, big wreck.
Going around, I think does it start with the 75 or is that a different wreck?
I think it started with the 75, but ended with the 20 on his head.
I think these are kind of unrelated. I think it's Pearson and this is ahead of the 75 gets loose, but has nothing to do. That is Lowell Jewell and Pearson getting together, and then Pearson doing his imitation of a banked catfish. There, is he? Just a little bit.
Yeah, it looked like Chris Davis was trying to force his way down in. That's what caused the problem with the 75. And going back here, Lowell and the 22, man, just hooked together and went right to the wall.
So two unrelated incidents. Well, let's dial up Aiden Young. Roles have kind of changed here for a minute, as Aiden had worked so hard to get to the odd number. Aiden, you worked so hard to get around Pearson to finally get to an odd position, then you were able to make the pass, and oh gosh darn it, now you're on the outside again.
Yeah, not my luck tonight with numbers, I guess.
Well, Aiden, you're on the outside here, but good news, there's 20 laps to go here. Can you get that car on, because sometimes tires cool a little bit. Do you think you can roll that outside at least for a lap or two, maybe hold off Harden and hang on to that second place?
I might, but I'm just going to send it here for the last 20 and hope she holds.
Attaboy, Aiden.
Aiden Young up from 8th position, racing in second. Jeffrey Harden down in 3rd spot. Todd Liston has started in 5th, been up the whole front. Tip of the hat, we haven't seen him make many moves on the track, but Chris Davis started in 16th, is up in a top 5 position right now. pace car goes around. Drivers are working on lap number 80 right now. Let's set the stage for you. It's Tiernan Young in the front row. Jeffrey Harden has the preferred inside position. The question will be, can he get to the inside of Young? He's got Liston to the outside of him. Mr. Aggressive, Chris Davis, he's in an odd spot. I don't mean odd as in unusual. I mean odd as in not even, which is good for him. The pace car is in. They're working lap number 81. It's time to boogie, lower that disco ball. We got 20 green flaps of racing to go. You got James Tiernan. He won round 1. He's out in front. You got Aiden Young, who finished behind him for round 1, racing in second right now. Woo, minute.
Oh, and Aiden did exactly what he said he was. He's going to send it down in 1, and he got second because of it. Now let's see if he's got anything for James Tiernan here.
Let's report on some stuff happening a little bit farther behind. Mr. Aggressive, Chris Davis, is up into 4th position. He's coming. He has the pace to race with these guys. Kurt Smith, we saw his troubles. We interviewed him. He said things were not going my way. Never say die. Kurt Smith now up into 5th. The racing up front is fierce. They come underneath you. Tiernan is not running away. John, I would have to think, with 15 to go, if Tiernan had anything, he'd be showing it right now.
Yeah, and I actually think Aiden's a little quicker, but here's the problem. He's not fast enough to hop it up on the outside to get around him. So he's going to have to either, Aiden won't do, most likely won't do it, use the bumper, or he's going to have to wait on Tiernan to make a mistake, and Tiernan doesn't make a whole lot of them, and Aiden just got squirrely and opened up a gap there now.
Great job from Brandy's husband, Jeffrey Harden, as Aiden got loose and Harden somehow managed to stay off of him, as he did not turn him. The 36 racing in 3rd position right now. Don't know how much he has left. He started in 6th. He's been up front the whole time. And we got a yellow. And I believe this one is the 73 getting into it with John Wilson. The 75, those 2 cars with those high numbers. Wilson just kind of drift up, and Jeff Sharp had nowhere to go on this one.
Yeah, we're towards the end of this, and my guess is some guys' tires are shot. So when you go barrel into one of these corners, car's not going to turn quite like what it did early on, or maybe even 20 laps ago for that matter.
That was Donnie Moore who had an eyeful of that one. Let's dial up Donnie Moore. You want a testimony to persistence? Once as many as 3 laps down. He got the lucky dog, he got the lucky dog, he got the lucky dog, and now he's worked his way back up to 7. Donnie got an eyeful of that last one.
Man, I wouldn't have bet that. Yep.
Well, Donnie, let me ask you, this is John. You're racing here tonight. You got another one tomorrow night. What are you learning from tonight that maybe you can take over, or are these 2 cars just way too different?
For me, anyway. Maybe not for some guys, but too different for me. This suits my driving style. Late model, not so much.
Stu?
Multi-time champion Donnie Moore. Very turning lemons into lemonade is how you do that. Right
yeah,
now,
these
looking
the
for
tires.
7th position.
As I say, Soup, the tires on these are a lot wider and they cut a lot different. But I didn't know if I'm going to be curious to see what I'm seeing tonight. You've got the 1-lane track. I'm hoping maybe tomorrow it goes into 2-lane. Those late models do seem to do the 2 lanes a little bit better than these guys do.
The lights come off the pace car. If they would have stayed on, we would have dialed up Jeffrey Harden to see what he had to say sitting in 3rd position. I think Harden might be quicker now than Young here at the end. Young was really struggling. He has worked really hard, been sawing on the wheel for a long time. Don't know how much he has for Tiernan right now. Young has been in this position before. This is deja vu all over again. The same exact thing happened in the opener. And once again, Young tries to guess it. Tiernan is too smart for that. He's a wily crocodile, that James Tiernan. He did not go when Young yet. Look at Young with the momentum, though. Powers around the top side. And now, John, we got a battle for the lead.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Young is tired of finishing second. Both Friday, Saturday last week he did. I think he's hungry.
Tiernan really good on old stuff right now. Young right behind him, about a half car length back. With apologies to the rest of the field, we're going to focus our attention up front for these final 5 laps. Watching them race in front of him is James Harden. Harden might be quicker than them if he could just get there. Tip of the hat to Kurt Smith, who's now worked his way up into 4th position after all the troubles that he's had. Never give up in a Bootleg Racing League event. Things can turn on you. Meanwhile, Tiernan begins to open up 2-3 car lengths now.
Well, if anybody's got anything for anybody that's right in front of them, they're going to have to do it now because, you know, these laps click off real fast here, and there's only a couple of them left.
There we go. So I've lost my screen. I have another way to commentate this one. I'm going to do it off what you're seeing. We see side-by-side action right now. A battle going on. Not sure who that is with. Harden. Oh, so Harden to the inside there as he's going to make that pass. As he gets up into 2nd position, give James Harden that 2nd spot. Look at Young now struggling, as that is Kurt Smith behind him, trying to watch as they got the white flag coming around this time. He won last season's championship in the super late model events here on Friday night in this time slot. He came and they switched cars on him. He got the win in the SK Modified in the opener, and he's looking for 2 in a row. I'm talking about James Tiernan. Give it to him right now. It's going to be Tiernan, Harden, and Young. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, it's good to see James Harden up there in 2nd. That guy has had the absolute worst luck over the last half season and the start to this one. I'm sure that's a load off his shoulders to bring it home in 2nd.
Indeed, our broadcast is done, but we're not done with this broadcast. Or the racing is done, but the broadcast is not. Come on, Soup, you've been doing this for a while. We're going to take a short break. We'll come back, run down the entire finishing order, talk to the top 3 drivers before we hand you your hat. We'll see you in a little while. Welcome back to Hickory Motor Speedway and VGN's 2nd round coverage of the Bootleg Racing League's late model. No, it's not the late model. Come on, update your script, Soup. VGN's coverage of the SK Modified Outlaw Invitational, probably not in that order. And it's not sponsored by Gargamel's Kitchen. We'll do better. We'll do better next time, folks. All right. I blew that part, but I can do this part okay right now. Let's give you the finishing order of the 16 drivers that took the grid here at Hickory. James Tiernan wins 2 in a row as he leads 76 of the 100 laps. Hayden Young Gun Young did his best to get up there. Had to battle with Jeffrey Harden a little bit, and Young will get credited with 2nd. Harden will settle for 3rd. Kurt Smith had a nice run as he goes in 4th position. Chris Davis up 11 spots, our big mover of anybody. He'll get just inside the top 5. Donnie Moore was as many as 3 laps down. Lucky dog, lucky dog, lucky dog. And now he's going to find himself in 6th position. He's going to be still well up in the points when we go to round 3. Todd Liston, Matt Hoos, Steve Hilbert. I don't think we talked about the Chief Muntz. The top 10 for him. Congratulations. Rounding out your top 10, our pole sitter, Bobby Hayes. John? And Hilbert came in 12th. Well, my timing is scoring a little bit off. Never mind. Go ahead, John.
Yeah,
they can read.
Finishing 10th was Joe Segala, John Wilson 11th, Stephen Hilbert 12th, Jeff Sharp 13th, followed by Bruce Pearson in the 14th, The boss man, Lowell Jewell, will come home 15th and will get the pole position for next week. Rounding out your field is going to be Michael Goodman.
Pull back the curtain a little bit more here at VGN. I lost my feed with about 5 to go, and I think the order I read you is the order I had when the feed was lost. You could read, though. You don't need soup. You can see it right there on the screen. I do know the order that we're going to do these, and I'm going to get to talk to James Tiernan, who started well back in the order as he was able to work his way up all the way from 9th position to get to the lead early on. All right, James, you got through the field pretty quick tonight. You got up there, took you about 24 laps.
Very luckily, I might add. It seemed like everyone cleared off that top lane right about as soon as I was working through the top lane, so just got super lucky there. There was a bit of a bunch up on the bottom, and that really allowed me to make the high line work. And historically, this track isn't known for that, but luckily, right place, right time, I guess.
It was a bit of a surprise. So I looked back there, and all of a sudden, there's James Tiernan working the top line, and he picked up so many positions. At the end, were you just minding the gap, or what did you have left for Young and Harden there at the end?
I think my pace at the very end was very good. I took a shot to the left front on that initial start, and I didn't know how much damage it had. Like under caution, I didn't notice it before, but then after, it seemed like I was bottoming out. So I don't know if that left front shock was damaged. So I was really just trying to manage my tires and make sure that I had some at the end, and then with 5 to go, I kind of just let her rip, and it seemed like I had all the pace I needed.
Last round, you ran the fastest lap of the race on lap 99. Now, is that because you're just saving your stuff, and when you get to the end, you can race full on because you don't need to save anything? Is it because the car's lighter? How is that possible to be so fast at the end of the race?
It's a combination of things. It seems like both the races, I believe both had cautions near the end that really allows the tire temps to cool down. Then I'm not as worried about saving tires, so I'm really pushing then. And then, like you mentioned, the fuel being a little bit lower, it would make sense if it would make the car faster, but I haven't tested out fuel numbers and stuff like that. Some cars are just weird, but I think the main thing is also the track temp cooling down. As it gets later and later into the night, that track temp really comes down.
Well, congratulations on the win. You picked up your second one of the season. You're on your way off to a good start. And let me get this right. Do it by memory. Mike and Beulah's baby boy? No, I missed that one. What are your parents' name again?
No. It's Mirta, like beer, but with M.
Mirta. Okay, I'm going to work on that one. Mike was Mike's dad. Get his right?
Yep.
All right. Well, we're working on it. Congratulations on the win.
Yep, appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Mom and Dad, for watching. And thank you guys for throwing this all together. Again, one of my favorite broadcasts to be a part of and go back and listen to. So thank you guys for everything you do, and thank you, Lowell, for putting this all together.
Mike and Mirta's baby boy, James Tiernan, with the second one of the season. Congratulations. See you down the road. All right. I have no idea who you have because my timing and scoring is bad. I'm going to guess it's Jeffrey Harden. Is that right, John?
Yeah, that should be who we're pulling up here in Victory Lane. I'm catching up with Jeff now. Hey, Jeff, this is John. Man, what a last few laps there, buddy.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. I'm glad I didn't catch Aiden. I was kind of waiting for him to catch the wall. He started drifting up the last couple of laps, so I was waiting for it. And when he did, I made my move.
Well, I tell you, you've had, I'm going to just say, a fairly difficult last half of the season. It seemed like if there was bad luck out there, it knew where to find you. You kind of feel like this has lifted a pretty big weight here off your shoulders, and thinking, hey, this is going to be the season you might get that second championship.
I hope so, man. James is tough, so I'm gonna need him to find some bad luck at some point, I guess.
Yeah, but you were on his bumper a good period of the time. In fact, at the end there, I think you might have actually even been a little quicker than him if you hadn't had Aiden in between you guys there. I don't sell yourself short here, but with that track only being one lane there, are you surprised though that you're able? Because you did come from a ways back.
Well, it's funny you say one lane because the top lane was surprisingly good. It has been so far this season. I don't know if it's the last update or something, but the low lane's been really slick on exit, so that if you can roll the top and get on the gas, you can make it work.
Well, Jeff, I tell you, it was a great to watch you come up through there, and you guys made a real entertaining finish to that race. Anything you're running tomorrow night, right?
No, I'm off tomorrow night. I actually got to take my wife out for date night. Going to the casino. Maybe we'll get lucky, be able to sponsor a season or something.
Well, Brandy deserves the best. So if you get lucky there, I think not sponsoring a season, but you might need to find that young lady a big rock. That's probably, or some kind of diamond to go around the neck or something like that. But you probably don't need my advice for that. So anybody you want to give a shout out to?
You guys up in the booth, Lowell, all the guys in the league. I mean, everybody always races good and hard and clean. Of course, everybody out there watching, and my beautiful wife, Brandy.
All right, buddy. That's Jeff Harden. He brings her home second here, turning some bad luck around, and hopefully it's for the good. And Soup, we got one more to go. It's the young gun. I think you've caught up with him.
I have indeed. Don't know who I'm going to miss more tomorrow night, Jeffrey or Brandy. All right. Well, Aiden, you really worked it hard at the end, boy. I think you got everything out of that car she had to give.
Yeah, I just don't know what I need to do to win one of these things, but clearly I'm not doing my job.
Well, the odd even fairies didn't help you there a little bit, but you did a good job. You had to start on the outside line a few times. You were able to hold that position.
Yeah, there's just nothing on the outside, and getting a good restart is hard in this league, and just got to keep pushing and see if we can't steal one.
I don't want you to give anything away, but it looks like sometimes when you're up against Tiernan, it looks almost like you. And again, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to. But it looks like sometimes you actually try to anticipate the start, try to hopefully time it with him and go with him, and he won't fall for it a lot of times. So then you have to get on the binders and you've cooked your goose.
Yeah, sometimes it's just the way it goes, and just gotta learn and try to be better.
All right, well, congratulations! You got a second to last week. You got a third this time. You'll be up in the points. Hopefully, you won't need to save any lives, and we'll be able to see you next Friday as well.
Yeah, that's the plan as of right now, but I can't control fire calls.
Right. Hey, I can get you out of here on this one. Does it come? Do the fire calls come? Are you at home when that comes, and then you have to run out? You get the news from home, or are you at the house when that happens?
Every call, I'm at home for sure.
All right. Congratulations, man. We'll see you down the road.
Thank you.
I don't know, John. Save somebody's life or get a win in the Bootleg Racing League. That's a tough call.
Yeah, it is. But I'm sure those people up in New Hampshire are really thankful Aiden's out there and on the job.
Agreed. All right, you guys in New Hampshire, behave yourself. Be careful on Friday nights because we like Aiden Young with us. Aiden Young to race with us. If you liked our broadcast tonight, and I'm not sure that you actually did after the last part of this show, well, you can see us again next week at this very same time. I'm going to help you out. I'm not going to read it because I figure you guys are all literate. You can just read it off the screen there that you see that it's happening up there for the modifieds. It's going to be next Friday. And before then, we're going to be back here tomorrow night, and my partner's not going to be with me. He's going to be out on the track. That's going to be the late models at Hickory, season 24, round 2, Saturday night, October 7th, 8:55 p.m. Eastern Time. With that said, I'd like to tell you that this broadcast, and all past broadcasts have been a production of the Virtual Grip Network. With that said, here's your hat. Until next time, have fun storming the castle.